Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Whiz Talk. This is your host, Orioles Whiz Craig. And once again, we got a very exciting show tonight. We're going to look at the Orioles' upcoming game on Monday, which is opening day, which is New Year's Day as far as O's fans are concerned. We got a new sponsor, so we're developing onward and upward that way. Also, we're not going to turn a blind eye to things globally. So we have a special report going on with that. So stick around, enjoy the show. Most of all, have a good time. Tonight's episode of Whiz Talk brought to you by Mr. Tire. You don't want to wind up like this guy changing flats in the rain. Go see Mr. Tire. Go see Joe DeMarchio today, home of the no hassle experience. Folks, opening day is just around the corner. The Orioles playing down there at Ed Smith Stadium, and I got things I'm looking forward to this year, as are all O's fans. The big question: can Mark Reynolds put it together? Overcome some nagging injuries from last year. He's still in the lineup, but he had some injuries. Derek Lee's surgically repaired thumb is a big question mark that we'll have to consider. Orioles back on WBAL radio, so we'll have to see if Fred Manfred can get his head out of his ass for an inning or two. That's a big question. Also, Joe Angel's doing the game, so is he going to have all them dumb jokes that he does over and over again? But I'm sure if need be, if Buck Showalter has to go in the booth and slap some heads around, he'll be glad to do it. All right, folks, as we were talking earlier, we mentioned that Whiz Talk is going to go global this week. Last week, you may recall, we had President Barack Obama on a show, and he was talking about Parkville and the North Plaza Mall. And this week, the missus and I were celebrating 50 months of wedded bliss, and we decided to go away on a little sabbatical. Some of our insiders here at Whiz Talk picked up on the fact that we were very close to where Hosni Mubarak is, and we decided, it'd be a good opportunity to find out where he is in an undisclosed location. I repeat, this is an undisclosed location. We had a chance to meet with Hosni Mubarak, sit down, and ask him a few questions, about recent events. First of all, your deposedness, welcome to Whiz Talk. Abu Asalam. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure, Orioles Whiz Craig. Go ahead with your questions. First question, when things were starting to go south, did you get a tweet or a Twitter or something like that, or something on Facebook, some indication? Because over here we saw things going south. And also, who was in charge of gathering intelligence for you at the time? Was it like, your uncle, your cousin, and a guy down the street with a ham radio? Abu Asalam. I cannot speak of who that is. Just let it suffice to say he will no longer be doing intelligence reports, and he will no longer be eating solid foods. Thank you, Hosni. Now, during these terrible times, when you had to fend for yourself, get your family together, describe what that was like. Abu Salam. We all sat around and we were watching Friends. And then one of us decided to put on Al Jazeera for a few minutes, just to catch up globally. And that's when we realized things were getting pretty bad. So I grabbed a family. I grabbed as much couscous and lamb as I could. I went down to the basement where the solid walls were, and I says, "Oh Christ, this could be living hell." Well, you must have been frightened something terrible. Abu. I was. Well, thank you, Hosni Mubarak, for being on Whiz Talk. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show. Join us next time. Check in frequently. And as usual, save the low urinal for me.